exchange. Bill Greenleaf, please. And after Mr. Greenleaf, we shall return to the districts.
Chair Hokama, thank you. Council members, good day. So my name is Bill Greenleaf, and I'm representing Maui Farmers Union as their president. Maui Farmers Union is a bridge building farming organization. And looking at this as for concerns, I felt it was important to go to speak to a conventional farmer and understand just what their concerns are. It turns out we don't have any conventional farmers in the union. We're certainly open to it. I met a man that grows on 50 acres. He grows cabbage, tomato, he grows zucchini, and he grows, what else does he grow? Well, anyway, he grows 4 crops. He's been growing. He's a 3rd generation Japanese farmer. And I asked him what his concerns were. He says, well, I'm really threatened. My livelihood is threatened. And I'm also vilified. I've been feeding people. This guy, he was so emotional, he was almost crying. He said, I used to give my extra food to the goats and the pigs, and now I feed it to the homeless people through the food bank. And, oh my gosh. And so I said, well, what's your threat? He said, well, my threat is that if this restricted use pesticide, I said, do you use restricted use pesticide? He said, a little. I try not to. I said, well, I don't think Ms. Cochran's bill, and I know on Kauai, Gary Hoosier's bill did not impact any farmers that grow food for the local economy, and because of the thresholds. And I think that, so I asked him to explain how his life had happened. He's 3rd generation farmer, and he said his grandfather didn't use chemicals. They didn't even exist. Then in his father's lifetime, the chemicals were advocated by the U.S. government. The farmers tried them, and they had success with them. It seemed to make their life a little bit easier, and they got good yields. And every year, they kind of got pulled into the system more and more and more as more chemistry came on, until it became a way of life by the time this fellow, and he asked me not to use his name, by the time he was a grower. And he says he's tried growing other ways, but it just doesn't work for him. He doesn't know how. So that really got into my mind, and I realized if Farmers Union is going to build a bridge, we got to have a way to connect agricultural practices from the past, and that means the 3rd generation and back into Hawaiian times, with the present generations and the future generations.
2.5 minutes.
Farmers, young children are not following their family into farms because we don't know why, but when we talk to young kids, they aren't interested in spraying chemicals on fields. They are very interested in the regenerative agriculture practices where we bring life back in the soil. So anyway, I don't want to go over my time, what Farmers Union would like to offer is we believe we can take a homeland area of substantial size, and we can bring it back to life as a demonstration, and we can also show some of these farmers that are afraid of being displaced from their livelihood that there's a big difference between now and the 50s. The markets are in Hawaii. We've got the chefs, we've got the restaurants, we've got the hotels. We could sell so much food, and the 700 or 1,000 displaced workers could have future jobs. And so I'm good. Farmers Union is seeking funding for this. We're looking for grants, and we'll probably ask the county for some help with this too. We believe we can be a bridge builder for this problem so that people won't lose their livelihoods, and we can have future farmers as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Greenleaf, for your comments. Members, any questions for the gentleman on testimony he shared this afternoon?
Sure.
Ms. Cochran?
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Greenleaf, for being here, and I appreciate, I like your comment about bridge building. And so then you mentioned, and I guess to summarize, past, present, and future practices and sort of somehow connect those. Is that sort of one of your intentions in bridge building?
Right, yes. The past was so vibrant, and we know the Hawaiian past was thriving. Now there's been an interruption, and there's been an interruption for 6, 7 decades. So the people that had that knowledge are gone. We need to regain that knowledge. We need to, and we have regained it. There are many farms, and I'll send you some names, but there are many farms that have regenerated land that had a lot of this toxic poisons put on it and killed all the life, and those lands are thriving again. And then the future bridge is to the kids, the ones that are going to come now, and they are interested. There's a passion in bringing life to the soil. Just as there's a passion for people that are already established conventionally and are bringing life to the people that are starving. Is that helpful?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your efforts. Thank you, Chair.
Any other questions for the gentleman? Mr. Greenleaf, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Council.